All right, guys. So today I'm going to talk about what the hell I do specifically to find online courses for programming and web development. So I often see these forum posts and posts pretty much all over the internet, chat rooms and stuff like this from people who are relatively new to web development or programming, or in some cases, web design. And they're just like, where do I start? I'm trying to get better with CSS, or I'm trying to learn more like how I actually take what I know in JavaScript and put it to use, or how I get past the intermediate concept of C sharp and actually start making applications, and questions like this. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you what I do uh, to sort of solve these problems for myself, because you kind of end up getting pretty good at this kind of stuff when you spent enough time kind of navigating the web and finding courses and books and all of this kind of stuff uh, to solve these problems, to basically learn more about what you're trying to know. So the first thing I do is I go to courses. So I go to this site called Udemy, and it's awesome. And if you want to know something in particular, just use keywords when you search the website. So let's say you want to learn more about advanced C sharp programming. Type that in there, and now you're going to see a list of courses, okay? And it's going to have there's going to be the title, the author, the description of the course, and I want you to pay close attention to this right here, okay? Um, Look at the amount of hours in the lecture and how many lectures there are, and then look at over here. Look at how much it costs and the ratings of the course. So this is 866 ratings. So out of 866 people, this course got a 4.6 out of 5. So some people like this course. I mean, these things aren't always 100% accurate, of course, and you always have to account for the fact that maybe a couple of buddies of the person went on there and rated the course well or whatever. But you don't need to worry about that on Udemy, because you just click the course, and I actually have this particular course, so it's not going to be exactly the same. I mean, let me find one that I don't have so I can just give you an example of what to do here. So let's say I want to learn advanced C++ programming. Well, you get an intro video when you click the course, and that intro video, you can play it, and it will basically tell you, it'll have the instructor speaking and telling you what all is in the course and what they're going to cover. And then you can scroll down here and you can read about the course. Like, what are the requirements? What am I going to get? Who's the target audience? So, I mean, this really answers a lot of questions. But the thing I like the best is I actually go down here and you'll see these preview icons. So I'll pick a concept that I'm not that familiar with, or I'll pick something like down in here, like reading text files or something, and I'll just watch that video. And what that does is, when I'm watching the video, I'm asking questions like, can I understand this teacher? Is this someone that is teaching at the right pace for me? Is he going too fast? Is he going too slow? Is he making sense? Can I understand how he speaks? Because all these things really come into play when you learn from somebody. And we all have a different learning style, and we all have a different, like, ideal teacher style. So, I mean, if you do that, that combined with the fact that Udemy is relatively cheap. I mean, this course is $35, but a lot of times you can actually find like discount codes, and they're running promotions. You can get something like this for like $15, $12 sometimes. And so that, combined with that price, also combined with that every single course comes with a 30-day money back guarantee. So if you get a course and you're like, okay, this isn't working for me, you just go and you contact them and you tell them it didn't work, and they'll give you your money back. So that's Udemy. That is what I recommend doing. I don't work for Udemy. I don't represent Udemy, but it's just a tool that I've used to get better at things. So, and honestly, like there are crazy good courses here. Like, let me show you an Angular 2 course that I recently enrolled in, and I haven't actually watched the videos for this yet, but let's see, not Mosh. Maybe it's just Angular 2. Okay, yeah, it's this one by Max Schwartzmuller. So you can see this course, it's $30, and you can probably get a discount off of that. And but look at the content. Let me find the content of this course real quick. Here we go, course content. It is crazy. Like it is crazy. For $30, you can learn all of this stuff. Like this getting started is like 7 lectures. Components, templates, and data binding. That is what? Freaking probably like 20 or more lectures. And then there's course project, components, data binding, directives. I mean, it's look at all this. Look at all this. It goes way, 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 way in depth. And actually, I think this stops here because the cool thing about Udemy is the instructors will actually continuously update their stuff. At least the good ones will. So, like with this course here, Angular 2 is changing all the time. Like they're releasing a new version of it or a new release candidate of it. And so you'll learn something, and then unfortunately, they will add new features to what you learned, and then now that's not in the course. Well, the good thing is good instructors like this guy here, Max. Actually, his bio is on the overview page, but the guy who made this course, he continuously updates the course content. And so that's why when you scroll down here, it says like section 22 outdated, 23 outdated, 24 outdated, because these are the older versions of things, which you can still check out, but he's basically added new versions for every single one of those pieces. So anyway, so yeah, you can go on here and like look, check this out. I'm gonna go all the way down here. So this has like 210 current lectures, and you're getting all of that for like $30 or less most of the time. And I mean, this is hours and hours of actual like lecture time in these videos. I mean, if I go back to the course listing here, I'm trying to see if I can see the actual. Yeah, check this out. 27 and a half hours of lecture time for this for like $30 or less. And I mean, this is different from like if you're actually in a classroom setting because there's no question asking, there's no people stopping and interrupting. It's just this is literally 27 and a half hours of actual video time where he's teaching you. So this is going to take you a lot longer than 27 and a half hours to complete because you're going to be pausing the video, doing the exercises, and kind of going back and forth. But the beauty of this is that you can work at your own pace. So you can see here he's had 7,300 something students enroll in this course. And out of that, it's gotten really, really good reviews. I'll have to go back. Let me go back to the main page where I was at before, the search page. Yeah, see, out of that, he's gotten 2,391 ratings, all total or average out to be 4.7 out of 5. Okay, cool. So, but like I said before, the beauty of this is that what you really need to do is you need to go into the course, scroll down, find some topics, watch the preview videos because hours aren't everything. I found personally that a lot of teachers teach too slow for me. So what I do is I will go and watch the preview video, and if I find the course, the teacher to be going like way too slow, then it's like, okay, I know that these hours aren't really that valuable. So in other words, there are some courses I found that are only like 2 hours, and I actually learn the same amount of actual material. Like the course covers the same amount of material as another course will in like 8 hours. So you don't just only go by the hours. Go by the hours of content, the number of lectures, the review that you see, and also how long each lecture is. Because I found that some of them have like 300 lectures, but every lecture is 2 minutes. So that's different from 300 lectures where every lecture is 15 minutes. Um, so keep that in mind, and don't think that these are like lousy mini courses or anything like that. I mean, if you think of an actual like a traditional education college course, I mean, much of a lecture is spent, waiting for people to get there. The teacher or the students are taking breaks or they're asking questions. So there may only be actually like 15 or 20 minutes of uh, lecture time, in a given hour or two block sometimes. I mean, it depends on the class and the school and the teacher, but I mean, or it could be that they'll spend maybe 30 minutes out of 2 hours or 30 minutes out of an hour and a half actually, you know, going through the material in depth. So the point here is what I do when I'm looking for these courses online in general is I look at the reviews, I look at the teaching style and the preview videos, I look at the amount of lecture time versus the cost, and I also look at what the course is teaching and who it's geared to. And when all those things kind of meet my needs, that's when I purchase a course. And I've done that now with 13 courses, and so far so good. It's worked out really, really well. And one more thing I want to mention real quick is make sure that you are also paying attention to how the teacher is responding to the students. So, in other words, a lot of these course websites like Udemy and Pluralsight and stuff like that, they'll actually allow you to ask questions. So let me go on here and I'll show you what I'm talking about. If I go into here to this course here, and I think they even have like a Q&A section here. Yeah, see, I can actually ask a question. Now, this Max guy, he's really, really good at actually getting back to the students. So that's why you'll see here that he's got like one response, one response, one response, two response, one response. And the only time he has 0 responses is at these ones because these are probably questions that he hasn't gotten to yet. That's important too because sometimes the teacher, something will happen with the software or like they'll update it, and this is done after the course has been made, and the teacher hasn't updated the course yet, or is one of those teachers that just doesn't update the course. And then if if you need to ask a question and be like, hey, like this isn't working, what should I do? And they just don't reply to anybody, then that can kind of break the course in a way, or make it a little bit tougher to get through. So I highly recommend that you pay attention to whether or not teachers reply to their students, and check the reviews for that too. So I'll show you another site here. Another site called Pluralsight.com, and their model is a little different from Udemy. Theirs is like a monthly subscription, so you can go on here and see if I can pull this up here. Here's a search button. So you can go on here and you can look up something like advanced CSS. You want to learn like advanced CSS topics. And it's going to show courses that have those 2 words in them. But let's see what it's showing here. It's showing 110 results. Full stack.net developer. See, this is Mosh. And see, this guy's actually on both Udemy and Pluralsight. And then JavaScript, email design, 55 courses, learn CSS, blogs. So you can filter by skill level. So I'll go to advanced and I'll go to courses here. And it's going to show you courses that incorporate some sort of advanced web design or web development concepts with CSS. But the difference here is that Pluralsight, you just pay a flat rate every month. I think it's like $50 a month or something for their intro membership, and you can just watch any video on here that you want. So you don't pay per course like you do on Udemy. And then there's other websites like Coursera. And Coursera is different also because they partner with actual traditional education institutions like Stanford, UC San Diego, Duke, Johns Hopkins, etc. And they actually create more of a traditional course, but it's online. So instead of actually taking these courses directly through each college, you actually go to this website and you take the course through this website, but it is taught and the course content is made by a traditional college. So let me see what happens here. I don't know why that just disappeared, but let's just look up like computer science and we'll see what happens here. So see this right here. You can do data science, which is a 10-course specialization from Johns Hopkins. You can do computer architecture from Princeton, and they're all like big name colleges and well-known, reputable colleges. So if you're looking more for a traditional education approach, like let me go into fundamentals of computing here and show you. See, like this actually has like a start date, like an actual regular college course would have. And you go on here, and it will, it'll just give you just course descriptions, just like a college catalog. See, there's like these different courses that are actually part of this series, and they'll give you like the dates of these courses and everything. But they're online courses though. And then you have to click enroll, and now this costs more money. You're basically paying for the fact that you're learning traditional courses from a traditional college, because like for example, this says 79, but this is like per course or for this one course. So if you're going to take this entire thing, it's going to be like, I think between like, yeah, see, here we go. It'll tell you right here, $553. Now, is that a ton of money for what you're getting? No, it's not. I mean, it's a lot cheaper than if you were to have to spend like freaking 70,000 a year to go to one of these bigger colleges. But it's definitely more than Udemy. And you have to look at what they teach too. I mean, this is more of a college level or university style approach. I mean, they're going to teach you general computer science. They're going to teach you algorithms. They're going to teach you a lot more of those types of courses versus if you just go to Udemy, you're going to learn like one specific focused thing. I mean, and that's not always entirely true. Like if you go to Udemy, you can learn about all those things I just said, but it's going to be like isolated in a course. Some courses on Udemy, they'll actually teach you something like PHP, MySQL, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript in the same course. So you could say that is a little bit less of a focused topic. But even then, I mean, when you go to a university, you're typically looking at learning general computer science concepts, like I said, algorithms. You're going to learn more about like the actual physical, build of computers, how chips are made. You're going to be learning more than just specifically programming and programming only. And if you're looking for more of that type of education and approach, then Coursera might be a good thing for you. And the other thing I want to talk about is just YouTube too, because I do use YouTube a lot. See, people tend to think in these black and white ways, and they tend to think, okay, YouTube's not good, and Udemy's good, or Udemy sucks, and Pluralsight's better. What I do is I use all of them because there are good channels on YouTube that have quality content for free. There are channels on YouTube. There are videos on YouTube that are better than videos on Udemy. There are videos on Udemy that are better than other videos on YouTube. And it's important to just kind of do your research and find good channels. Like, for example, if you want to learn stuff about functional programming or JavaScript, you can go to this guy. His channel is called Fun Function, and he's a little quirky, and it can be a little silly at times, but he teaches you a lot of good stuff. And he has a job as a developer, working with JavaScript. He used to do C# development. So I highly recommend you check him out. There's another guy, his name is the New Boston. And look at this. When I just type his name, he has Java, Python, C++, Android, JavaScript, HTML, PHP, Linux, Swift. See, you can go on here. So let's say you want to learn HTML. Just type in the New Boston HTML. Bam. Check this out. Now you can go, and he has XHTML and CSS tutorials. He has HTML5 tutorials. And this particular guy, he moves a little bit slower. So if you are the type of person that is like completely brand new to web development and like completely brand new to all this stuff, you've never done programming before, you're going to want to go with someone like the New Boston here, because his teaching style is geared towards that kind of person. Now, if you are someone who likes to just speed through things and you pick things up real quick, or you're more experienced, you're going to want to look at this other guy. His name's Derek Banas. And if you go on his, oops, I accidentally hit back. If you go on his, he basically has the same thing. Like, so you check this out. It's pretty much the same thing. Python, Java, JavaScript, C++. But if you go on here and you go to his videos, he's way faster in how he presents everything. He basically will teach you an entire programming language in 1 hour. And basically what he does is he'll be like, okay, in C#, this is how you do variables. And then he's like, boom, 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 boom. Okay, now this is how you declare variable types. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, now this is how you write an if statement. Now this is how you write a while loop. Now this is how you write a class. And now this is how you make an interface. And this is what an interface does. He does all these things like bam, bam, bam. And I find that his videos are good for reference. So if you just need to know, okay, how do you write a class in C# or how do you declare a function in JavaScript, you can just go to his video real quick, and I'll show you what he actually does. Let me look up. I'll give you an example of the JavaScript one here. What he actually does is he indexes his video. So if you go to his descriptions, see, introduction, variables, math, random numbers, strings, styling strings, if, switch. See, he literally, it's like a book. And it's like a book you can just flip through. So if I want to just see how you do arrays in JavaScript, you just click that section, and it's like he'll just run right through it. And it's kind of up to you to kind of figure out the rest and play with it. So that's Derek Banas, and there's all these other people that are good for certain things. Like there's another guy named Jesse Dietrichson, and he actually works for Microsoft now. He didn't used to when he first started making these videos, but he was so good that Microsoft actually hired him for their one of their universities. And so I know if I need to know something about C#, I'm going to refer to Jesse Dietrichson's videos. And if he doesn't have it, then I'm going to look at other people, like a guy named Mash Hamadani, who actually was the same guy that we saw on Pluralsight. So a lot of times too, before if you don't know somebody's teaching style and you're curious about them, before you buy their course on Pluralsight or Udemy, sometimes you can search them on YouTube, and you can they'll have free videos with similar content, and then that way you can see whether or not their teaching style is for you. Okay, so that's really important, because that will allow you to decide, is this guy going to work for me before you put any money down. And once again, most of this stuff is pretty much peanuts when compared to a college tuition. So let's see. I think I've covered quite a bit of this here. So that's what I do for courses. Another thing I do is I do as books. So let me show you what I do for books. I will search. So let's say I just want to know something like, for example, how to make a relational database design, because that's something that I ran into because I was doing back-end development. And I'm like, okay, well, a lot of how a back-end for a website works has to do with how a database is actually designed. Because when you're doing back-end programming, a lot of the time you're just working with a database and modeling the database. So check this out. So I typed in relational database design, and check this out. Database design for mere mortals, a hands-on guide to relational database design. 48 reviews, all are pretty good. Let's check the reviews out. Okay, let's see what people say here. It says, interestingly different method for relational design. So just by skimming over this review, I basically realized, okay, this guy in this book is teaching a certain method on how, to design a relational database. I don't think he's using those things called normal forms. He's probably teaching something else, a unique perspective on it. Best relational database design book on the market. Okay, so this is good. Good book with some common sense tips. So you just kind of peruse through these reviews here, and you figure out, is what these people saying, is this going to jive with what I'm trying to do? And then you go to, like if you click see all 48 customer reviews here, you can see these in two panels. On the right-hand side, it will tell you the most helpful critical review. So in other words, out of all the things wrong with this book, this is what somebody wrote. Like this review was rated really well by people who either read the book or who were looking to read the book. That they found what this guy says that's actually wrong with the book as helpful. So like in other words, this review is going to point out some of the flaws, some of the bad points of the book. So you have to look at this, and you have to ask yourself, can I handle these bad points? Are these things that that I can work with when reading this book? If it's something like, the book has absolutely no design and it's ugly, or the book falls apart easily, or the book has a lot of typos, you have to ask yourself, is it okay for me to read this book? Am I going to be able to overlook these problems? So that's a big part of it, and I think that's a big part of anything. Don't just look at the good, but look at the bad. Before you enroll in a course, try to find out what's wrong with the course. Before you buy a book, try to find out what's wrong with the book, and and then ask yourself, okay, this is what people don't like about this. Is that okay with me? Can I overlook that? Will that work with what I'm trying to learn? And as long as you can do that, then you've pretty much got it. So what I do is I combine books with those courses with websites like StackOverflow, where you can just ask questions, because there's always that part too. I mean, in a traditional course, you have the ability to ask questions, and that's also very important. So you can do that on a site like StackOverflow, if you have a good question to ask. Or you could even go to other websites, like, for example, freeCodeCamp has a forum for front-end development. You can ask back-end questions here too, but mainly front-end stuff. So like you can just get on here and create an account, and then ask a question about front-end, like, how do I make my page look like this, or what's wrong with this jQuery, whatever. Or you can even go to the chat room. I mean, there's so many options you can do. And when you combine a forum with a chat room, with a course, with a book, you're going to get a really well-rounded education, and it's going to be for not very much money. And the good thing is it's at your own pace. So this is something that I've been doing lately, and I just wanted to share these techniques with you guys, because I realized that maybe not everybody knows this. Maybe not everybody has the time that I've had to kind of figure this stuff out. So that's it. I just wanted to give you guys some tips on what I do to get educated online for the lowest cost and get the most bang for my buck. But obviously, you have to be willing to do some research, to look at reviews, and to be willing to learn from different mediums. You know, you have to be someone who can read. You have to be someone who can watch videos, um, and you have to be someone who's not afraid to ask questions as well. Um, I mean, obviously, you can pick kind of your favorite. Like, I tend to watch more videos, but at the same time, when I'm watching, like, if you have a big 45-minute long video and you just need to learn a quick concept, that's when a book's better. You know, like you get a book like this, and I can just be like, okay, I need to learn about the box method, so I can just flip through this and find that, or I can like go to the index and just find like the 1 or 2 pages that talk about that. So um, books are important too, and they allow you to quickly pinpoint and reference things that a video won't always allow you to do. Because not everybody, like that Derek Baines guy, indexes their video all nicely like that. So anyway, that's it for today, and that was what the hell I do to get educated online. All right, take care.